5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Well, I've finally done it. I've unpacked the 5 Tracy brothers and I've got more on the line here. Now, previously on Blast Process, we've unpackaged or unboxed Scott on the far left and Virgil, his brother next to him, in the sassy yellow sash. And just before Christmas, actually Christmas Eve itself, I got a package which contained the other 3 brothers and Parker. Parker currently is having his lunch, so running got the 3 brothers extra from that delivery. So here we go, that's all 5 of the Tracy brothers. You can argue amongst yourselves who's, well, we know who the oldest is, that's Scott. Then I think it's Virgil, is the next youngest. An argument starts after that point, but generally everybody agrees that Alan really should be the youngest. Then we got Gordon, and then we got John. John, he's over 4, I forget now. Either way, depending on your age group, what you've read, you make up your own mind. But either way, they're in Thunderbird order here. So, in the light blue sash even, we've got Scott. Yellow, canary yellow is Virgil. White, Alan. Orange, Gordon, the former Acronaut. And on the end, we've got John, who, shall we say, is in extreme isolation. And now then, what can we say? All the figures are pretty much the same. I know they use the same bolt of cloth. Well, let's rewind there slightly. Scott and Virgil came out first, and they were made at one factory. Alan, Gordon, and John have been made at a different factory all at the same time, but they've used the same bolt of blue cloth, so at least they're consistent. Those who had those Matchbox struck Bandai toys from before, you understand what I'm coming from there. So there are some differences and a lot of similarities involved. Generally, they are pretty much the same. What can I say? The sashes on the new ones are extremely good. I'm really impressed with those. And also you got the brighter colours. I mean, John with that sort of lilac sash, it's really bright. And so is Gordon in actuality. I'm not in frame at the moment because I'm having difficulty filming this. Little stage been created for you, the backdrop, and I've only got natural light. So I've got a limited amount of time to do this in. Right. So accessory wise, they're all the same. Except for John, you get some microphone. And considering he's based in Adam Faith, it makes sense him having a microphone as well. The banding or braiding on the hats and the additional colours on the boots all match the sash colours. They've all come with their fire sidearm, not sure what they called it in Thunderbirds, and the extra canisters. So you've got the one for the gas and one for the needle darts, which I think is orange and the blue. I think that's the order they're in. They've all got the watches, and they seem to have synchronised them all, because they all say the same, which I think they do, the ones I've seen. The logo, nicely placed, International Rescue on the cats. Now, the hands themselves are made out of a wire posable rubber. They are slightly easier to use on the originals. They're a little bit tougher on these, and so hot water is recommended, but you know what you're doing with them. Remember, these aren't toys. They are posable collectibles. And as such, they're not made to pass toy regulations. So all those who had the figures from the 60s, they're not as durable as that, because they're not meant to be. They're meant to be a bit more screen accurate and more finessing involved. Which reminds me, when you get them out the boxes, you may take a bit of effort to work out where the joints are. Sometimes, particularly the elbows, maybe facing the wrong way, but just spin the arms round and sort it all out, and they soon come into shape quite quickly, unlike some of the other characters who've got more ornate level of clothing. These are easy to set up. The bases are pretty much the same design, although you can tell the 2 earlier ones I've got, I think, I've not put any batteries in. They all light up. They've all used these 4 service mount LEDs on the board. Battery compartments are underneath with an off switch. I did notice they put one of the rubber feet over the screw access on the new ones to get into the battery compartment, which is a little bit annoying, but you just flick the thing off and you put it back in if you wanted to, or just relocate it somewhere more convenient. What I've got here, that's Alan's alternate wig, and this one is Gordon's. There are the hats behind. Now the hats are actually all the same size. So you take Alan's, you notice there's an indentation in the hairline where the hat is meant to go. So, okay, his face is missing, but for the purpose of just doing this, bear with me. So the hat fits on. Try and get to focus, stay in focus, phone, stay focused. Unlike me at school. Right, so that fits on. The hat goes around the whole hairline and fits snugly so the face is behind there. If you come to go, and same with Gordon's, so the hat's the same size. I know there's no face, but bear with me, please. If you go to Gordon's, you see he's got a hairline. So if you take Alan's or Gordon's or whatever, the hat fits. But on the other side, it hasn't got the moulded in hairline beyond that point there. What you see is the hair parting line. So it has a slightly more jaunty look about it, and the same is true of Scott. Oop, I did consider, setting these up with the hats on. I'm not quite sure how you would display that. Just popped over. It would be nice, so you could show the figure with the full hair and the hat without. Very Richard Osman's House of Games in a way. Tricky bits. Well, because they've got a plastic sole on the shoe, there's not much grip. So when you try and get them to put them on the stands, they can slide a bit. So there's a bit of an art to doing this. Make the stand higher than you want, plonk the character on it, push down, and then it's pretty much okay. The eyes are adjustable. Some are more resilient than others in staying in place. But it's a look of the draw really on that one. Yeah, they're very impressive. They're very nice in actuality. It's a pity I haven't got any more lighting here to sort of show them off properly. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're getting bored looking at the one shot and hearing my voice. But either way, that's the full set of Tracy Brothers. It'd be nice if somebody in aftermarket would make the wet weather gear jacket. You saw, was it Edge of Destruction? Based on the M60 something RAF, United States Air Force jacket they wore, which they wear, I think it's part of the uniform. To me it's part of the uniform. And it always looks quite smart with the hat. I did think if you were going to display all these that perhaps you could put the hat hair and the hat on a little stand in front so you can see all the elements. Oh, by the way, you can actually put the canisters, or the needle canister, whatever you call it, into the gun. The centre post has come out and you swap it over. It's a little stiff the first couple of times you do that, so take care. So with that, all I can say is, well, these are pretty much FAB. So taking from another Anderson show and saying, proceed with what is received, and enjoy the posable collectibles that you now own. So with that, bye for now, and Thunderbirds are go.